Greg Stubbe. What do you make of this? I mean, the Secretary of State claimed no one saw this coming when world security leaders did. Then he tried to defend what happened, claiming it strengthened the U.S. on the world stage.
Yeah, it's a lie to the American people. They knew exactly what was going on. You had intelligence reports of all of the different provinces in Afghanistan falling before they were getting to Kabul. They absolutely knew that this was happening. They absolutely knew that this would happen with the way that they exited. $80 billion worth of military equipment that they left there. That's God knows where across the world. Maybe the Russians are using it in Ukraine. Maybe terrorists in Iran are using it. Maybe Hamas and Hezbollah are using our weapons that we left and abandoned in Afghanistan. And a good point that was brought out in the committee was since the fall, since 2021, billions of dollars of American taxpayer dollars have been going to the Taliban. That's who's in control of the government over there, the Taliban. And Blinken admitted that that money was going over there. There is zero oversight. There's no State Department people stationed in Afghanistan right now. We have no assets on the ground there. You know that that money is not going to its intended purpose. It is going to fund terrorism across the world.
Congressman, so you've served overseas in Iraq. How bad is this for American military officials? How bad is it for America's appearance on the world stage? Because House Foreign Affairs reported that President Biden, quote, prioritized his personal legacy over U.S. national security interests and safety, that Biden and his White House ignored repeated warnings from military officials, national security advisors, and allies about the danger of terrorists there. Don't speed it up. Don't rush. But Blinken was largely absent throughout the withdrawal. I mean, so how toxic and how bad is this? Because, you know, the messaging at the time was Biden wanted to rush out of Afghanistan in time for the anniversary of 9/11.
Yeah, just look at the recruitment numbers. I just had a 3-star general in my office today talking about the recruitment numbers. I've met with Army generals talking about the recruitment numbers. Would you join the military after you saw what happened in Afghanistan? Would you raise your right hand to serve our country with this administration more focused on DEI and transgender policy and climate change as the #1 national security threat to the American people, not the Chinese Communist Party? So we have a great president coming into the White House on January 20th who's going to change all of this. This would never have happened under President Trump, and we're going to have renewed American leadership in the White House.
I just want to break down one final point about how this Biden White House has been accused of repeatedly lying about this and also trying to blame the Trump White House. Listen to Chairman McCall today. Watch.
The Taliban was not in compliance with the Doha Agreement when the evacuation was ordered, and your own senior advisor, Ned Price, said that the Doha conditions were, quote unquote, immaterial to the evacuation. That speaks volumes.
Let's break it down. Biden and his team tried to blame Trump and the Doha Agreement. There were contingencies in that said Biden could get rid of the agreement if the Taliban violated it, and al-Qaeda came back in the region. The UN Security Council had reported they were back in the region, but they went ahead and did the exit anyway. Final word.
Years after President Trump left the White House, they continued to blame President Trump for their failures in Afghanistan. This 100% in the lap of Joe Biden and his administration.
Yeah, he was at the wheel. He was steering the ship. Congressman Stubbe, thanks for joining us.
Anytime.